One more series on the night, and it is going to be a barn burner. You're watching Minor League Esports presented to you by APM Music. It's your content turned up. Kendo Slice here alongside the one and only Foof. And Foof, as I said, you got two incredible teams going to be on the docket tonight. It is the 6-14 Dodgers against the 5-10 Spectre. Master League action, threes division, and I'll be perfectly honest, I'm only making fun a little bit here of the Dodgers because it takes a lot to have more sustainability within the league than I do, and Inanimate J has exactly that.
Exactly so, and absolute blast to work with on the back end, and I have not had the privilege of calling one of his games yet, so I'm really excited to do that, and I'm really excited just to get to watch him play. And what's really fun is you talk about it, we have a 5-win team and a 6-win team here, so on paper these teams are very evenly matched, so the last match of the night should be lining up to be a fairly even affair, so I'm very excited to see that.
Now on the side of the Dodgers, Inanimate J, Minimaki, and Serial Killer. And for the Spectre, we got Blaster, we got Maniac, and we got Hero. So we do have a couple of lobbies trying to be set up right now.
Psionics things.
Yeah, it's just been Psionics things thus far. Plus, I think we have a lot of Western side of the country folks in this one, so they're having a little bit of problem with the ping right off the back. I've been told, and this is an age-old joke, Oof, I'm gonna be perfectly honest, that like
I'm waiting.
Back in the day, season 6, when I was still in my casting diapers, I was first introduced to Jay's brother, and I've never, for the longest time, I have called that screen name Mina Mackie, almost like it, even Mini Mackie at one point, and there's been a lot of different callings of this name before, but I have been told Mom is watching currently, so if I get it wrong, I am fired, and it'll be Mackie for the rest of the day.
Minimaki for the rest of
the day. Yeah, Minimaki. Make sure you get it right. You might get fired too, Foof. I mean, guilty by association is a terrible, terrible thing.
Kendall, why would you even put this on me? Now you have given me forbidden knowledge that I'm going to get drug out for, so it's going to be great. But no, these guys are all loaded in, and looks like they're starting to feel a little bit better on the ping here. So I'm very excited to see what all these players can do. So oh, there it is. That one goes in, and this is how we're going to get the lobbies reset and get everything started. So Kendo, I put someone on the spot before, and I'm going to do it again. Do you have how this is going to fall out? Do you have a prediction?
I do like this Dodgers squad, and to my knowledge, this is the best fielding of their squad that we're going to see. It's a very cerebral fielding that when you have Jay and Minimaki working together, that that this is going to be a great team play squad. You throw in Serial Killer, who I believe is the highest rated player on the squad, things are going to bode very well for the Dodgers in this one. As for Hero, Blaster, and Maniac, I don't know as much about them. However, I do know this much. The Spectre run extremely well, so I imagine that they're probably going to be equal to the task. They probably know who they're up against, and they're probably sending equal competition.
Well, I'd certainly hope so. It's how you want to end your MLE week 4 Saturday night stream with the best players you can, the best competition that you can, and honestly, Kendo, with the best place that you can. MLE, just such a great place to be, to get some like-minded teammates, some like-minded people to hang out with and play what you originally would say is Rocket League, but no, we're starting to get into some other games. We've seen a lot more chats break up. Valorant is one that they've looked at. League of Legends is one that they've also played recently in events. So, if you're not already in there, make sure you find a way to go check into that Discord, get into that waiting list, and find a way, because we'd love to have you here. And as I've said, we'd love to have you here. The teams are ready to play. They'd love to have us get going. 5 minutes on the clock. We're counting down, and a kickoff going to be coming between Hero and Serial Killer.
Spectre in purple, the Dodgers in their premium white and blues. I mean, I gotta say, the Dodgers looked a whole lot better after they were able to start using white as the primary color. Oh man, it's beautiful.
It is a statement color also, Kendo. It helps you make and contrast those colors when you're the away and home teams. And you just think of like the Yankees jerseys or any good away team in a I'd say football, because I love football. I love seeing those white with like the bright yellows of Pittsburgh or Brown. But now the Browns trying to find chances. Maniac has a touch, but Minamaki able to deny it. The ball cleared out. Dodgers bending early, but not giving thing up in this first minute of play.
Imagine if they had a pinstripe decal in Rocket League and you could do an homage to the Brooklyn Dodgers. That would be...
Yes.
The piece de la resistance, if you know what I mean. We're a minute in, and it is the Dodgers with control of the midfield. They aren't going to force shots, and that's something you know just out of the gate. They're going to pick their spots, and Serial Killer does a great job executing on this.
I don't know, that one felt pretty forced because there was nobody home. It looked like it should have been clear, but Serial said, I can find a way, stuffs it on the goal line, finding a way. The Dodgers, a minute and 15 in, find a way to strike first.
I can show you a goal, shining, shimmering dominus. Tell me, Boop. Now, when did you last cast Inanimate J? Anyway. Enough Disney. We move on, ladies and gents. It's going to be Hero and the Spectre looking to get that one back. And two stationary defenders on the goal line. Despite the fact they had presence there, doesn't always work out very well, especially with that much forward momentum. Serial Killer, the first blood forward into the net. It's going to be the Spectre. Looking to float this ball into the offensive zone, and Blaster there early. Minamaki does try to phase that ball towards the center of the pitch, and will do so very well. It's really just been a jockeying for position in the midfield until Inanimate J puts this one hard off of the side wall, backboard area. No one there to follow it up. The Dodgers looking very comfortable defensively.
Well, there was two players on the Dodgers demoed, and that usually bodes well for the team that gets a double demo. But Inanimate J had a big-time chance, and another one from Serial Killer, but not able to find it. Minamaki pushing it high. Maniac has to go, but that's a double commit there on the back half by the Spectre. Blaster up, not using a ton of boost. I like this control as Maniac puts it down, but Minamaki's ready for it. The ball off the backboard. The Dodgers floating around. Serial Killer going for the near post again, but denied again by Maniac. Spectre trying to win this one. Here's Blaster's 50 hard by Inanimate J. Minamaki's up. Hero 50ing it solidly at midfield, pushing this back towards the Dodgers side.
Thus far, the Dodgers, like, as we said, not forcing anything. They're continuing to... Oh, what great pressure! And Minamaki takes to the sky! Follows this one all the way down. It's brilliant control from the side and in.
There is literally nowhere else Minamaki could have put that ball on that post. I mean, you could have tried to put it high, but you didn't have the angle. You put it low and to the left, it is saved. You put it right, it is saved by the post. And now a 50 for Minamaki again. You blink, it is 2 quick goals.
I wanted to say Ball's play of the week, but you throw in an additional goal off the kickoff. Ball's plays of the week. Make sure you get back and clip that one. I think we got a solid nominee here in the Nightcap Master League. Dodgers and Spectre. And at this point, the Spectre, the defense, starting to get stale on that back line. They're being out-controlled. And unless they start getting sustained offense in the offensive zone, it's going to be a rough go.
Very much, and a 3-goal deficit is nothing to scoff at. It is a very tall mountain to climb, especially in this MLE League. And now Maniac, the back pass. Hero, the only one able to get there. Maniac trying to find it, but no Hero on top of it. Again, Serial Killer able to just use enough boost patiently there, getting the soft touch, waiting and backing up JJ, clearing it. But Hero once again standing at midfield. The Spectre trying to set up a trap of their own. They've done a good job, but Blaster unable to get there, letting it fall. Maniac running back to it here. The ball bouncing around. It's up and high. The Spectre have to find something soon. I want to see them get a goal here before that 45-second mark, and it becomes a lot more doable, but Minimaki denying it again.
Oh, and that is Minimaki. That is a hat trick. If you need a solid hat, make sure you check out the store because, I mean, you can get your team caps. You can get a solid MLE cap. Either way, whatever cap you have, throw it, folks. By the way, Blaster lost connection.
I guess, yeah, by the way, I guess. Unfortunate here, the Spectres have to finish this game in a 2v3. The mountain just continues to get bigger here, just getting deeper and deeper into a hole here, as now Minimaki winning it off the touch here. Serial Killer going into the corner. No one's going to be here. 2v3s. Minimaki collects it, gets another goal for the repertoire, running up that MVPR, getting a 4th goal in their 6th shot.
As the player of the week, still a thing, and I think Minimaki very aware of this. Going to try to show off for mom. Blaster has DC'd. They may be subbing. Oh boy. So we may have a sub come in the middle of this series. That will be very interesting. The delving into the behind the scenes as we go. It's going to be Serial Killer. Big save. 10 seconds to go. This one pretty much a foregone conclusion. And all the Dodgers have to do is see the ball down. They'd like to get one more for the road to Serial Killer. They have it. No. He takes his fruity pebbles and puts them on the ground.
Takes a knee, man. That's what he did. Yeah. Just a respectable play. Up big. Running out the clock. Kneeing it down. The Dodgers take the win here. And the Spectre... 2v3s are hard, Kinder. That's about the only thing I can really say about that.
Yeah. They're very hard. They're very difficult, my friend. I'll be perfectly honest. And yes, 1,000%. It does look like the Spectre are going to be putting a sub in. And wait. Oh no.
Wait. Are you getting it? Are you getting it in the ears too?
I have heard.
Franchise manager versus franchise manager. Kunix, that's his music. By God, it's him.
By God.
It's him!
My God!
What's he doing here?
I don't know what he's doing here, but he is here! Kunix music, he's coming down the stage!
The most electrifying franchise manager in all of minor league esports running in. But no, that is exactly what it is. Kunix coming in to bring it for the Spectre. So maybe the spark that they need. It could be huge for them here. So game 1 goes the way of the Dodgers. They were pretty surely in hand before the DC, but that's what we'll just chalk it up to for the story. DC caused the game, so the Spectre clean slate. Let's see if they can kick it off here in game 2.
Man, oh man. Between Inanimate J, Minimaki, and Kunix, you have more years in the MLE than, well, my children have years in their lives. So it's quite a development to see this many solidified veterans on the pitch, and Kunix is going to add a very interesting flavor to this match. Not afraid of controlling the ball and not afraid to throw themselves at a challenge. Kunix could be exactly what the Spectre need, especially given the fact that really the Dodgers in game 1 looked unchecked.
They're trying to find it again. Here's Minimaki, puts it near post. Kunix, a nice flick in the Finnick, denying that one. Inanimate J running back, a good slowdown here up the pace. Maniac can't get there, but Hero can. The demo comes through, but the ball slipped past him. A good clear from Minimaki, trying to slow this down. Hero is up, pushing it back towards the middle of the field. Serial Killer has to beat Kunix here. Kunix throws it way wide. Minimaki puts it on, but Maniac, that third player back, able to deny that shot. Ball is on the sidewall here, cleared out by Maniac that needs to find a touch here. Technically, it's threatening, but there are 2 players back. Hero once again, sideline to sideline, goal to goal, just throwing this ball back and forth. Ball is up, so is Kunix. A soft touch down, but that Finnick can't find a way. The Spectre knocking on the door, but turned away. Now Hero trying to find a double of their own. The soft touchdown coming from the Octane, but not able to find it again. Jay
And
Company
thus-
finding a way here. I am so
Ooh.
sorry.
No, you're perfectly fine. I was letting it rest just there for a moment because I was seeing if Jay had the lineup and whether or not it would be properly defended. It was, and the Spectre, they definitely look like a different animal right now. 2 minutes into this game number 2, they are getting much better poke and much better control. Does Hero have another one? It's more down. It's on the line, and Serial Killer will keep it out.
Flying, soaring high, Superman cannot score. Hero turned away by the crossbar. The Spectre denied by anything but the post. Now it comes back. The Dodgers trying to find some control, trying to regain their Game 1 dominance as Kunix 50s hard there at midfield. The Spectre setting up a slow and calculated attack, but it will not matter because Jay and Minamaki are on the attack. Serial Killer catching it out at midfield. Kunix near post player here. Minamaki's waiting at midfield. A nice touch out, but just a hair too high and too far back.
For the Dodgers, whereas they were unchecked and it was so much control in the offensive zone, they haven't really had an extra touch, an extra semblance of possession in the offensive zone, whereas it's all Spectre right now. Hero with the double, and look at that control. Everyone from the Spectre getting involved on that play.
The 1 to 2 to 3, it is almost exactly how you want to draw it up. And Hero, you know, you don't see players really playing positions in Rocket League, but Hero has become the striker for the Spectre. 4 out of the 6 shots have come off of that Octane. They are trying to find a way to get Hero involved. Minamaki trying to go for the bump there, but Serial Killer denied by their teammate on that technical shot, giving 10 points. Minamaki putting it over 1, has to get it over 2, but Kunix up in time. Maniac beat by Serial Killer, so the ball bounces still on this Spectre side. Jay is up. He has to win against Kunix again, but Kunix denying it. Now Hero flipping the pitch. The Spectre trying to find an attack of their own.
And for the Dodgers at this point, it's been weak touches like that that have really nerfed what we have seen from them early on in this series. They're losing control into their own corners a majority of the time. It needs to be a much better bodied ball through the midfield if they want to have the same opportunities that they were afforded early on in this series. It may come here, the ball across. Minamaki goes for the physical play rather than the ball on possession, and they are running out of time. Boom. Steadfast control, though. They do commit a lot into this, and outside of Kunix getting this ball to the side, that could have been a fast break back.
That was a true bait and switch there from the Dodgers. I don't know if it was truly intentional, but it almost worked. Like you said, Kunix was the last one back, and Maniac finds it. There was 2 players between them and the goal, but somehow they score.
Hell hath no fury like the Spectre scored, and whereas before it seemed like the Dodgers could do no wrong, now they have no presence defensively on some of these initiations in. Hero is the one having the field day instead of Minamaki, and things need to change. They need to change fast. 2 goals, the difference, 30 seconds to go. It's still possible, but I'm starting to doubt it. Oh,
Hero's
what a play by Hero.
Maniac. Oh. It's turned away. Kunix putting it off the backboard again. You and I both holding our breath, ready for Hero to find a way, but they cannot. The Spectre continuing to pressure here with only 15 seconds left. A quick turn, but that ball touched up by a Dodger, so a nice opportunity here, but it's not on target. Kunix turns it away, bouncing back by Serial Killer. That's on, technically. Hero getting the save. Minamaki throwing it off the ceiling, needs to find another touch, and actually finds it, but it wasn't caught by Serial Killer, so that is how it falls. The Spectre take game number 2. And Kendo, you ever played like I don't know how to explain, like a tactical game where you bring in your leader who doesn't do all the damage, they don't kill all the guys, they buff their allies? That's what Kunix just did. That was what they needed. Bottom of the scoreboard, top of the heart.
I mean, I've known Kunix for a long time, and the one thing that Kunix does better than a lot of people is excellent support player. It's not necessarily going to be the shots on by Kunix. It's going to be the presence behind some of these plays. It's the disruption in the midfield that Kunix adds that really allots the Spectre the opportunities that they got. You throw in the fact that Hero was initiating much sooner and getting a lot more out of contact in the offensive zone. Excellence for the Spectre. Those are the adjustments we need. Now it's going to be up for Inanimate J and the Dodgers to put on a couple adjustments of their own.
It is. And honestly, there's only one shot that separated those teams, and it was 4-2-1 looking at the Spectre, where it was 3-2-1 on the Dodgers. Just two players really getting all the pressure on both sides. So you want to see if they can start to spread the ball out a little bit more. But no, they're both doing a great job of keeping control and finding opportunities. It was just the Spectre knocked on the door enough times, had enough control. And I mean, and then Hero hitting a couple like that is a good way to start a series.
Well, game number 3, and we've had so much content, we haven't even been able to start our cereal tier list. The cereals we like to kill. Never mind. That's for another stream. We will talk about that. Reese's Puffs for me.
Reese's Puffs? No,
yes.
Never.
Wait. Reese's or Reese's?
I'm more of a Reese's kind of guy.
Wait a minute.
Just
Oh my goodness.
I don't think I need to get called out. With a game of Rocket League at hand as Minimaki tries to find a touch there. Jay is up. Kunix denied, but the ball's still on this goal line Kendo. The bump coming out as Jay clears the path there for Minimaki, but unable to find it. They have the pressure on right now. The Dodgers knocking around. Maniac gets a save. Now a turn here. Jay can't get there. Kunix slamming it, getting the home run hitter and taking the lead for the Spectre.
The Spectre finding themselves in the transition, and they catch Inanimate J and the Dodgers lackluster on the back rotation. First blood for the Ghosties, and it was a challenge that really should have been saved. Maniac, a madman on the goal line, and this one needs to be punished. Inanimate J, ball all the way down. Will have a secondary touch, misses out on it. This will be out for Serial Killer, though. High off the bar and out. The Dodgers, 2 chances, unable to convert.
Well, 2 chances by both squads, which should have been a kickoff goal there, turned away by the Spectre, and then too high on the shot from Serial Killer. Serial Killer, though, putting it on the backboard again, but there is no one from the Dodgers ready. Maniac getting the backflip out from Minimaki, but no one's on the ball. Up high from Inanimate J, but once again, no Dodgers player in the zip code. Hero is up, wants to try to find the soft touch with that Octane, but now out of boost, realizing it a little bit too late as the Dodgers get some control here. Maniac in the corner, needs to find a pass, looking for Kunix, but Kunix turned off. So Serial Killer gets a chance here, looking out mid to find anybody, but no one is home. The Dodgers setting up a lot of stuff, but there is no one to follow through as Hero's turned away by Serial Killer.
This has just been an absolute back and forth, though. Inanimate J, so close on the goal line.
Just turned away. We cannot find a goal. Both of these nets have seemingly had walls built in front of them here. As the ball bounces around, Jay wins a good 50. It's going to be bouncing off this backboard. Jay near post. There's nobody home. A beautiful read. That Dominus doing work.
And Inanimate J will get the finish. Good team play, good control, ushering to the side on that. And for the Dodgers, they get one back. It is their first goal in 7 minutes. Boof, and I feel like that's a very critical stat because you were held to a drought after Kunix got in. Now you got a chance to work. Now the boogeyman, for lack of better terms, is gone.
It can bleed, we can kill it, Kendo, but Kunix has a pass to Maniac, but Maniac took the shot instead. Once again, 2 players up. Both had a good opportunity, but because both are there, it is turned away. Now Sierra looking for Minimaki, flipping the pitch here. Just getting the defenders to run back and forth and waste some of that resource of boost. The demo comes through on Kunix. Now the Spectre caught out. It's a 2v3 situation. Serial Killer flicks it high once again, aiming that way. It's off the backboard. No one's there. Jay puts the bouncer in and finds it off the dish.
And the brothers are looking so good. Great setup here by Serial. Will allow Jay a good 50% of that net to work with. Chooses to go with the timeless classic, the chopper goes top shelf. And now the Dodgers back up 2-1. Can they sustain that advantage will be my question. I did notice we are getting a new server in between games, so might have enough time for that serial discussion that we were talking about earlier. But, as you said, if you can make it bleed, you can kill it.
That is the truth. If it has a name, you can make it bleed. If you can make it bleed, you can kill it. If you can kill it, you can conquer it. And now Minimaki and company trying to conquer this boogeyman of Kunix as the crack shot comes on, but it is not on enough. Inaccurate there from Serial, but the pressure still on this side. But it's a mistouch from a Dodgers player to run back. Kunix getting a demo, but the demo bump throwing him away. Serial Killer forcing a 2-on-2, a double from the Spectre. Kunix trying to free flip for that, maybe and find a teammate, but now a team bump from the Dodgers. The game is slowly starting to break down in front of us, but now Hero has a chance near post assault touch out mid, but there is no Spectre player to be found.
No Spectre player to be found, but plenty of Spectre sustain in the offensive zone. And if they are able to manage to cross their I's and dot their T's, wait a minute, they might be able to put that ball in. The problem is, it is much better pressure defensively from the Dodgers until right now. That is in. Minimaki last second, not able to get there in time. We're deuces wild, 27 seconds.
A big-time goal when they needed it most. Hero striking with their fourth shot, and that is the one that breaks that net down. The Spectre tying the game up with just under 30 seconds left.
And now, for the Spectre, they can keep the ball out of the danger zone defensively. I think they have a solid chance, but a miss like that. Oh, Minimaki almost pool shotted into an own goal. That would have been a stellar way to end it. This might also be until Hero breaks it up. We may just be on our way to the promised land of content. Indeed, overtime, game number 3.
Overtime in game number 3, Kendo. This is the game that puts either of these teams at match point, and the loser is now looking at a harder mountain to climb. Serial Killer and company beat on the play there. Kunix is up, the soft touch, trying to find that Finnick, but too much off the backboard. Now Hero has the soft touch, has some control, got that Octane underneath, has the flip reset. No, can't get all 4 tires on at the same time. Maniac, though, there's no one home, but Kunix got bumped back. 3 players committed, but they took him out. The hit squad taking Kunix out of the play.
And I like what we're seeing, the physicality in the midfield for the Spectre, but if they commit too many resources on it, the Dodgers have a chance to pounce, and that is exactly what they have done here. Mackie will let the ball get away a little too far from them. And Serial Killer, this will be a poke in. Can the Dodgers get a sustained touch out of it? Jada Mackie broken up by Kunix early. And the Dodgers yet again back to the drawing board, but they are keeping this ball in the mid and onward with some high-flying dump and chase. It's not too often you see the slow lofters create opportunities in the offensive zone like that.
Truly some aerial antics being brought out by both sides as they're trying to just kind of attack from different dimensions and different places that they haven't shown. Serial Killer doesn't have to do anything too crazy. Got it past the last defender. The Spectre caught up, and that is how the Dodgers will take game number 3.
In impressive fashion, I might add. 12 total shots for the Dodgers. They outfire the Spectre here, and they did it with much better midfield presence. They were the ones making the adjustments. The adjustments come through. And I'm going to be perfectly honest. It was impressive to see how they maintained themselves through the midfield, and they did it a lot on the mistouches that we saw at the Spectre. But those mistouches were immediately, in some cases, not necessarily kept on the nose, but they were popped up. It allowed the Dodgers to gain better position in the offensive zone in the long run, and it was a different angle on offense that I don't get to see too often. Normally, you're up on the backboard for those high lofted touches, and you ceiling shot those through, sometimes on net. There wasn't any of that for the Spectre.
Well, it was about controlling the pace of the game, which is never something to be overlooked. But Kenda, that was controlling the timing because it allowed their teammates to get in better positions like you talked about. And so when you have the ability, the wherewithal, the mind, sometimes everyone wants to look at the thumbs for the mechanics when you have the mind to have the big brain plays that allowed your team to get behind you. And, you know, it was just truly a one-man show again from both sides. There were 6 shots on a player on the Dodgers and Hero having the 4 on the bottom. So again, both of these teams having a lot of pressure, but they're getting it to their go guys. And I'm having a lot of fun watching it because it's like a track meet sometimes between these two players as they're racing back and forth, taking the shots. And if someone gets on before the other side, I think that's how these teams can look to run away with it.
While we're working on a new lobby, folks, we did have a small complaint on that one with the lag, and hopefully everything will get cleaned up. Ironically enough, it was the Dodgers who had requested the lobby midway through that game, so the lag didn't seem to be affecting them that much. But on to greater things. We have about 30 seconds. Cereal tier list. I'm just saying, Reese's, whatever you want to call them,
all right.
S tier, 100%. You go ahead and put. You put something in S tier as well. We're just gonna go down the line, one tier apiece.
I'm a big fan of Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh,
that used to be the go-to in the college cafeteria when it wasn't the best food, but it was good food. But you know, just grab it and go. Great stuff in the morning.
Yeah. So A tier. I'm gonna go with Frosted Flakes.
Okay. I'm more of a Cocoa Puffs kind of guy myself, but that's a big throwback because I haven't had them in so long. As Serial Killer trying to pass it back. I like this pass back to Jay. Good control here from the Dodgers. Minimaki throwing it high. Going to be looking for Jay or Serial as the ball bounces to midfield. The Dodgers creating some pressure here. Hero throwing it back. The ball stuck in the corner, but Kunix flipping it back towards his right side of the field. Maniac with a crack shot on bar down, and you're in. And 29 seconds, the Spectre have struck first.
I love the fact that you did go with Cocoa Puffs, though. And really, Reese's Puffs are just half Cocoa Puffs. kind of an interesting dynamic there. You're not really a fan. You're just not a fan of peanut butter, right?
Not a fan of peanut butter tasting cereal. No, sorry.
Oh, okay.
That's never my forte.
Oh, well. Peanut butter crunch, definitely not in the Foof kitchen. It's going to be Maniac fielding this ball through the corner. Spectre, really good early presence, both in the midfield and the offensive zone. Close to the confines, or close confines to the ball. As Maniac forcing the 50-50. This is going to push through. Kunix is there. I like the 1-2-3, and Kunix, it's a little hung up on the back wall. Won't be able to finish it, but a brilliant mindset for the Spectre. They are looking to maintain possession throughout.
They are looking to do that, but Serial Killer flipping the pitch here, trying to put the script on the head is a nice pass from Minimaki. Serial Killer turns on it to ball, bouncing back near post. Maniac able to sniff that one out in time. Minimaki up at midfield, the soft touch coming on the side ball, bouncing in the corner is Hero. So a 50 to these teams again. The Dodgers unable to find consistent pressure. They're getting 1 or 2 touches, and then 50 to have to reset. Minimaki looking for the pass to Inanimate J. Inanimate J just a hair too high, but a near push play. That Dominus can't get there. Serial Killer sneaking under one, but denied on the 50 by Kunix.
And for the Spectre, they are just continuing to have a good time and free reign in the offensive zone. This is definitely the best lobby we've had thus far. All players in the green ping, and we've had a very interesting dynamic. Double commit here on the defensive end. Serial Killer will get the 50-50 to keep this one out. The Dodgers, much better pressure needed. Will they rally the troops, or will they dodge the issue? That'll be the question of game number 4, as we have seen halftime come and go.
Halftime has come and gone, and it is a 1-goal lead for the Spectre. Now, a lot of different mentalities go into this 1-goal lead. Some people like to sit on it and protect it. Some people like to look to push to extend it. it's a weird spot to be because some players start to push, okay, we got to get a 2-goal lead because 1 goal isn't enough. And some are like, all right, yeah, we can play defense now. So you kind of wonder what the mentality of these Spectre players are as Maniacs knocking on the door here. I think they're not content with 1 Kendo. They're going to continue knocking around, making Serial get the save here. It's still back on the Dodgers. Have to get another save. Hero coming up behind his teammate in Maniac. A little bit of a miscomm. Kunix throws it up. Hero rotating back towards it. There's nobody home. And the pressure finally finds a way, and the Spectre up 2.
And this was really nicely done as, again, just a minute amount late are the Dodgers. Double commit didn't really help either, but I think we're seeing where the battleground is drawn in the Dodgers' defensive zone. They need to initiate out a little bit sooner, because if they give even the slightest opportunity to the Spectre, Maniac and company are punishing them. No challenge there by Jay out of the corner. Probably a smart thing, but the challenge didn't come from the goal either. That gives them ample opportunity, and the Spectre are largely in charge with 90 seconds to go.
They are looking to force a very interesting game 5. We talked about it. These teams are going to be evenly matched on the scorecard and evenly matched in the schedule so far. So it's seeing, can they be evenly matched on the pitch? And it has lived up to the docket so far. Hero putting the pressure on again. The Spectre firmly in control of this game. It is up to Serial to push it out. 2 players there on the Dodgers combining to find 1 clear, but Maniac and company still have the ball floating in front of this net. Kunix 50s it off the side while Maniac's up looking for that far post shot. It's going to bounce out. Kunix is there, but not high enough. Hero, the soft touchdown, playing that janitor role, but playing on the back half is Serial denying it once again.
Kunix gets up just a tiny bit earlier. We're not talking about a close miss. We're talking about a 4th goal for the Spectre. And this one, already a tall task for the Dodgers. They have struggled to keep the ball out of their own defensive zone. Credit to the Spectre. They have continued themselves. They have developed an offensive repertoire and rapport with each other. Pass after pass. Off the back wall, off to the side. It's been extremely dangerous, and it's kept the Dodgers on their heels.
The Dodgers have been kept at bay. They have been hemmed in. They have been run amok. They have been led astray. Any of the adjectives and more that you want to say, but it is a 3-goal lead for the Spectre side as they're going to look to take game 4. Kunix is bumped back, but is back in time to not give up that feels-good goal. The Dodgers knocking around Jay. Okay, I thought that was going to find a way in. Spectre still keeping it up, though. The ball bouncing around Hero and Maniac off the back. We're able to find enough of a clear here. Jay can't get to it, and that is how it will fall. The Spectre take this game. And Kendo, a very interesting game 5 coming to us.
Yeah, this is going to be a stellar game 5. And as I look at the score lines back and forth, you have the Dodgers, really close win game number 3. There's been, I kind of think games 1, 2, and 4 equalized each other out because you had a Dodgers win that was extremely dynamic, 5-0. Spectre have 2-0, 3-0 now here in game number 4. I think that there's just been a wave of emotion for both of these teams between Kunix coming in, the Dodgers needing to change the lobby, and I think it's all going to culminate. I think we're going to have the utmost of content here in game number 5.
We had the surprise entrance of, Kunix coming in at number 30, so that was exciting. The legend himself showing to the show, getting a pop from the crowd. Always great to see a good face back in action. And so that was a good circle the wagon moments for the Spectre. And like you said, they were able to get it to a 1-1 and then force a very interesting game 5 here in game number 4. So it is up to them to continue that momentum that they just had and finish this series. Or if you're Dodgers, you've already done it once, you've already done it twice. It's just up to you to win this 3rd game and take this series in exciting fashion. And I saw it in chat earlier. They're wondering, is this going to be a game 5 decided in overtime? And I personally would love to see it. These 2 teams have battled in differing ways, and I can see it coming down to 1 or 2 missed touches, and that might not happen in regulation.
I also saw Blaster in the chat, so Blaster, hopefully the internet will get better for them here, but Kunix holding down the fort in the absence You gotta love it when the teammates are there inside to cover for the small things that do happen, the unexpected. Serial killer, early pressure is gonna afford the Dodgers the first poke into the offensive zone. Jay traps that off the sidewall, has a chance to kill it down, and it was dangerous for a moment, but Hero put on the cape yet again, equal to the task. Is that all three Spectre? Yes, all three Spectre. Mackey gets no touch on the ball, but they'll get a little bit of help. It's centered for Jay in the box, but Maniac, last moment possible, gets in the way, and they quell the offensive charge.
Jay, it looked like a rebound attempt went in one side of the goal and bounced off the top. Just all three players jumping, and Jay jumping in the middle of a sea of purple, trying to find that prod into the net, but couldn't find it. The Dodgers now giving up some spaces. Hero looks for the redirect, but not enough of an angle. Too sharp there as it goes straight. Maniac, far and in. That corner was picture perfect.
Yes, it was. Normally, crossbar, very difficult to deal with. That was a forgiving touch off of the top. My goodness. First blood to the Spectre, and they seem to play very well with a goal advantage. I'm hoping for the Dodgers that they do have a quick answer here, because Spectre have been rolling. They have the last 4 goals in this series, and
the demo.
A demo, big play!
You said it, a big play. You want them to answer. That is how they do it. A physical demo, running it open and getting that shot. Minamaki taking advantage of it. The Dodgers tie it up 1-1 at 3:30. Well, you know, the ball bouncing here at midfield, it's going to be kind of wondering who was going to step up there, as finally the Spectre have it. A ball out at midfield, Hero on top of it. The ball bouncing around. Serial Killer getting a good 50. Maniacs up the soft touch, down, but not on. Minimaki flipping the pitch here, trying to find another, but Kunix standing tall at midfield. Inanimate J awkwardly in the corner, trying to find a dish off to his teammate. The Dodgers players running back to each other. All three now back on their own side. Hero in the air, twisting, drop down to Maniac, who's just a hair too high. You said it. Ooh, indeed. You're going to want that one back. It was perfect on the pass, great on the execution, but they just couldn't finish. Unfortunately, the Russian judge didn't like it. But Maniac was up again. Not enough boost. Serial Killer in time. The Dodgers bending but not breaking. They are protecting this tie ball game as we get to halftime.
Yeah, at this point, Maniac wishing that there was lethality boots they could buy that just has not come through. Hit the tail end of a double tap, and then that transition was glorious. It's allotted the Dodgers a lot more pressure, though, as the Spectre have committed large amounts of resources to some of these offensive pushes. We're going to see a miss by Jay. It's going to be a chance for Hero on, but loses control on the sidewall, and now the Dodgers just have not been able to sustain like we saw earlier in the match. That's the big difference. The Spectre, this is their playground. They're able to maintain. They can do some serious damage. Maniac gets it across, but it's there for Serial Killer, who's going to miss, and that'll quell the offense.
A chance there for Serial Killer and company. You said it, a playground, and I was wondering maybe the bully was striking and taking lunch money. Was the Dodgers? Unfortunately, they're not able to finish. A near post play as Kunix denies it. Inanimate J the pass back, but not enough. Maniac now looking for Kunix. Kunix there, going to find a soft touch. You are in a dangerous spot there, my friend. The Dodgers go down by 1.
And this is yet another outlet look that the Spectre have put on. They've been doing it all game and all series long. They finally connect on this one. Who else but Kunix to drive that one home? A goal deficit, 80 seconds to go. And while the Dodgers have looked really good in the offensive zone, the problem is they haven't tasted the offensive zone in the past minute or two. They're going to need much better pressure, maybe a couple demos, not just in the offensive end, but in the midfield to create something. Potentially down the field. Oh, what a play by Hero!
As soon as I saw that Octane go up, I was like, there is an angle, and I think they see it, and it's exactly what they did. A near post play to perfection, taken out of the goal. Chef's kiss, Kendo, burying that one and putting the Spectre up by 2.
Now the work is cut out for them, my friend. Now the work is cut out for them, so.
Exactly, and we're both thinking the same thing, because you got to find a way for the Spectre, and that is not it. Kunix finding the way to dish it, getting the pass again and again and again to Maniac. How?
Hashtag All's POTW for that one. That is 100% a chance, a nominee even, for the Balls Garana play of the week. And the Dodgers, it's gone from a tall task to say your prayers tonight, because it's most likely not going to happen unless a serial killer took their Wheaties and might be getting another bowl at this very moment. Only 20 seconds to go, 3 goals to make up. It's a feels bad moment. It's sad boy hours here, Foof.
It is, but it was a great showing from both of these squads. A hotly contested one all the way throughout. But the Spectre, you talk about a team getting hot at the right time, and you usually talk about a season. The Spectre got hot at the right time at the end of the series. Take the last game in commanding fashion. Have to fight from a tie ball game here, and then wrestle the lead back, and then just continue to cruise. So you can say that it was firmly in control the last 20 seconds, but there was still a doubt there in Game 5 for most of the game. So the Dodgers, a great job of sticking around, being annoying enough to keep it close.
Yeah, the Dodgers 9 goals on the series, but the sad thing is 8 of those goals came in the first 3 games.
Pain.
7-1 in the last 2 games for the Spectre. You can tell who was in firm control. It were those in purple, and yeah, it feels bad. I know mom's in the stands for the Dodger faithful, but you hate to see it end that way.
Well, it was a very hotly one. Like it was just contested all the way through. I was hoping, I was leaning, I was pleading, Kendo. Can these 2 closely ranked teams find a way to give us a good way to end on? And Kendo, a 3-2 showing that went all the way to the distance in Game 5. I don't think there is a better way to end a Saturday night than to be working with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Kendo Slice, to be doing it. Oh.
What? No, I said the man, the myth, the legend. Poof.
Oh, my goodness.
Never
no,
mind.
but no. Better to be on a place than on MLE in Week 4. And we hope you, who have joined us the entire way, had a great time. And make sure you are back, because we have some more exciting Week 4 action coming up tomorrow night on MLE Sports 1 and 2. I'm Foof. This is Kendo, and we'll catch you later.